Hello, this is Vicky from the Spellbound Bead Company, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make these quick and simple infinity style bracelets. So to make one of these bracelets you're going to need some 1mm cotton thong. This comes in a whole heap of colours you can find on our website, so there's things to suit all different tastes. You'll also need an enamelled brass double-sided link, so these come in either rectangles or in circles, and again these come in about 4 or 5 different colors, so you can choose what you like. I used pink with the white cord here, and this time round I'm going to use white with a pale pink cord, just for a little bit of variation. You're going to need a pair of small box lace ends. I'm using gold because you can see the edge of the brass here, so that'll just tie in, but you can use any colour that you prefer. I've also got a clasp set, so I've got a little bolt ring and tag set there, and a pair of oval jump rings. So that's what you need. Let's get started. Things to bear in mind when you're making this bracelet are the actual length of the component that you're using. There's not a lot of difference between the two, but you just need to bear in mind that it will make a slightly longer bracelet. I've cut 2 different lengths of cord here, which is why these are different lengths, but it's something to just bear in mind when you're putting the ends on. The width of the motif does need to be taken into account when you're making the overall finished length. So we'll just put those to one side. What I'll do is I will use the rectangle motif for this bracelet, and I'll just bring in the ruler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about 6 inches of cord, which is just over 15 centimetres. It's about 15.5 centimetres if you prefer to work in metric. And I'm just going to cut that there, and I'm going to cut a second piece to go with it. Okay, and we'll just move that out of the way, and I'll move the ruler because I'm finished with that for a moment. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a lark's head knot. So fold your piece of cord in half, tuck it through the bracelet, through the motif, sorry, through the link, and then tuck the ends through the loop that you've created. Try and keep the 2 ends roughly the same length, and then pull. Now, as you can see, this side of the bracelet motif here has got like a double cord and a little strip on the top, and if you turn it over, you've got the cords have got like a little gap in between them. It's up to you which side you prefer to use. Personally, I prefer the side that's got the 2 cords laying parallel next to one another. So you just need to bear that in mind when you do the second loop, so that you put it on in the same direction. So to get the loop sitting like this, I need to go from top to bottom through, then pass the 2 ends of the cords back through and pull. So if you pull these reasonably tightly, then what you'll find is actually you're going to pretty much cover the hole that's in one side of the link. So it will hold, it won't shift about, particularly with the rectangular one, because it's not really got anywhere to slide. You might have a little bit of movement with the circular one, but if somebody's looking that closely, then they're probably not that interested in your bracelet. So that's essentially the bracelet made. Now what you can do is you can use longer cords and just tie them together at the end. You could put a little size 6 seed bead onto either end of all of the cords and tie them together. You could put a macrame square knot, sliding knot over the back of this. We have got videos on our channel to show you how to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the box lace ends just to give it a nice tidy finish, and means there's no frayed ends or anything like that, so it's not going to work itself loose. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the flat side of the box lace end is sitting on the top of my bracelet, which is the side that's got the side of the knot that I want facing up on the top. And we're going to bring the 2 ends together, pop them into the box lace end, just hold it in place with the tip of your thumbnail there, and then with your flat nose pliers you're going to squeeze. So squeeze the two sides inwards and then fold the sides on top of one another. This, just take your time. If you've got a pair of wide flat nose pliers, this is maybe a little bit easy because you're putting the pressure all the way across at once, but the pointed nose ones are perfectly fine for doing this. And squeeze the other side over the top and give it a squeeze to make sure it's sitting nice and secure. So I'll show you that again on this second end. So I've got the top of the bracelet facing downwards, so I'll just pop the two ends in again, hold them in place with your nail, and again squeeze and fold. There's the one side, and there's the second side, and squeeze that flat, and that's going to hold on the end there. So that's the bracelet essentially made. So if it's slightly longer, you can actually just trim the fastening loops off the end of here and use that as a cord end to tie a knot, or you can put a clasp on it, so which is what I'm going to do here. So just twist the oval jump ring open, hook it onto the end of the box clasp, then through the ring on your fastener. Bear in mind that different fasteners will also add different amounts of length to the bracelet. You could use an extension chain on the back if you're making these for people and you don't know preferred bracelet sizes, or if you're making them to sell. An extension chain is a good way of making an adjustable bracelet without it being too fiddly. And close that up. And there we have it. Again, it's a little on the short side, but there is a quick and simple infinity style bracelet.